Hey kids, welcome back to Hannah's Kitchen. If you hear a bunch of sound, it's my neighbors having a party because, and this is true, in the whole Tri-City area, there are about 14 brain cells that everyone has to share. Little local trivia. They're all very stupid. Anyway, today we're making jambalaya. Jambalaya is... what is it? It's like a one-pot meal with rice and protein and vegetables and things. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. Who's this for? And the same problem we had last time is that we're at the point in the week where I don't have groceries. So we're gonna make it up. I'm gonna make a chicken and shrimp jambalaya. Most people put sausage like andouille in it, but I don't eat beef or pork, so I'm not gonna do that. And I don't have onions or garlic or jalapenos or any of the regular vegetables that would go in it. So I might throw in some broccoli. I might not. We'll see how I feel in a little bit. I also cut my chicken really small, so it's gonna cook super quick. I cook this and mince it up to feed my dog, by the way. So it's not gonna go to waste if there's a little extra meat in it. Your videos were all hilarious. Matt, glad you're back to feeling like yourself. Bro, I think your rating system was all fair and just except for Aaron. I think he deserves a 10 and also the world. So check your math again on that one. I was absolutely losing my shit at none of you playing Never Have I Ever correctly. You list things that you've never done. All the rules are in the title. The last person with fingers up wins. So you want to keep the whatever. I feel like absolutely nothing has happened since my last video. I've been growing my eyebrows out just to see what those look like without any kind of human interference. What do you think? We'll see. Dude, March took like 15 years to end, and now it's already the end of April, and I feel like it didn't even start. What's going on? I've been training with Saya, even though she's 10 years old, because since we can't go to the groomers, I'm gonna have to trim her nails myself. That is her least favorite thing in the world. She'd probably let me pull out her teeth with no anesthetic without complaint before she'd let me touch her feet. So it's a slow-moving process, but it'll be fine. That's empty.
This bitch empty.
We remain limited in our spice options. We're gonna do the best we can. I'm gonna put a lot more seasoning in the jambalaya, but I think it's hard to get the seasoning into the chicken once it's cooked, so I do it beforehand as well. I'm gonna go wash my hands. Safety first. Now I've got a big pot. I'm gonna heat up some oil, and I would use canola or like a vegetable oil, but all I have is coconut oil. So that's what we're doing. One thing I did this week was send out my next short story collection to beta readers, which means it's very close to being done. After this round, I'll go over their feedback, make some revisions, send it to my editor, get it designed, and put it up for pre-sale. So I'm like pretty much done with that, which means I'm going to start writing my fantasy novel again. I finished the first draft like 4 or 5 months ago, and I just left it because you gotta let it hang out, I think. I'm a big fan of letting things hang out after you write them. But I'm super stoked to get back to it. So that's what I'll be doing this week. Once your pot is hot, you put your chicken in. I don't like to stir my meat around a lot. Once I put it in the pot, I'll just spread it and then let it sit because the oil is going to it browns on the bottom and that'll make like the base and gives it a lot of flavor. So I took the chicken out like right before it was fully cooked and set it aside in a bowl. And I left the oil in the pot. This is where you'd put in your vegetables like your peppers and your onions and your garlic and your celery. I don't have any. So I'm gonna... And I've got some chicken broth. Glug, 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 glug. As you can see, this is a big pot and I'm a small person. I'm gonna freeze some of this. So if you wanna make a batch to freeze, don't cook the rice all the way. If you cook the rice all the way and then freeze it, when you reheat it, it's gonna be really mushy. I'm gonna cook it all the way because I think mushy rice is the best because I'm a baby and it's baby hours. Well, you ever just make mistakes? That broth should have been enough to cook the rice, but I just put a little bit of extra water because the way that I am. And then you just cook that like you cook rice. I'm reviewing your videos to remember what was said. Is that something I should do before I start filming? Sure. Sorry, how would you rate me as a roommate, be honest? Out of 10. She sat, that means 10. Bro, I'm not gonna take the shit out of you for not knowing the word Fortnite, but it's Fortnite. Kim, I love that you haven't read a book as an adult. I think that's so special. You should start with like children's books. Not children's books, but like young adult, because that's just more fun. When you get into like adult literature, it's harder to care about if you're not a big reader. So start with some kids' books. Or short stories. Kim, did you know that I have a book of short stories that I wrote? They're short. I'm cooking up another one just for you. I was like, Kim Ewenhouse is gonna want to read soon, and she only has 5 minutes at a time. Let me see what I can do. And I did that. I did that for you, Kim. If I had to rate Saya out of 10, she doesn't pay rent, first off. She either steals my friend's affection or she scares them out of the house. There's no in between. She does this awful thing where she just paces around for no reason, and I'll give her anything that she could possibly want. She continues pacing, so I think she just wants to pace around. One time I woke up and she was standing on the foot of my bed hacking like a cat, and she threw up and then looked up and saw that I was awake and just took off like a cat. There are a lot of theories that she's not quite a dog. I personally think she's a person that was cursed to be a dog, but she was cursed to be a dog like thousands of years ago, so she doesn't remember what it was like to be a person, but she's not quite getting the dog thing right yet. What you doing? What's up, bro? You gonna do anything, or are you gonna stand right there? All right. Talk to you later. Like, what is that? Our rice do be cooking. You missed me seasoning it, but I didn't have measurements for you anyway, so it doesn't make a lot of difference. I think that the necessaries to have in a jambalaya would be salt, oregano, and something hot. I think you're fine. I added a little bit more water because I like my rice mushy. Normal people with normal palates are probably fine. And I got my defrosted shrimp, and Saya's chicken is cooking in the back. That'll be her dinner. She'll be very excited. I still haven't been able to get tequila or good whiskey. I'm just stuck in this wild turkey purgatory. You know this is for you? It's still raw. I told my friend I'm making jambalaya, and she asked what the difference between jambalaya and gumbo is. Do you guys want to know what the difference is? Both of them involve rice, and both of them involve your choice of meats and vegetables, but a gumbo is made as like a big pot of liquid. So it's like a soup or a stew, and then you pour it over rice. And a gumbo is made with a roux, which is a base of flour and oil. Jambalaya is all one pot, and it's dry, so you cook the rice in with the rest of it, so it's more like dirty rice or rice dressing, kind of. They're very different. They're both delicious. I feel like jambalaya is more standard. You'll never taste a gumbo that is the same between any two cooks. Like, my mom's gumbo is different from her mom's gumbo, is different from my gumbo. My mom taught me how to make gumbo, but it's still different. But jambalaya is pretty much the same. Don't know why. It might be because of the roux. People use different oils, and the longer you cook a roux, the darker it is, and then the darker your gumbo, and that makes it taste a little different. So if you're really impatient, your gumbo will be really light colored. Do you want me to make gumbo next week? I will. We'll be in here for like 6 hours, but I'll do it. So the rice cooked for like 20, 25 minutes. There's still liquid in it because now I'm gonna put the shrimp in and cook those for like 5 minutes. I don't know if I can bring myself to put broccoli in this. I don't think it's gonna happen. We're gonna have to eat vegetables on the side. I took it off the heat because I don't want the shrimp to get rubbery. Then you add your chicken back in. Wow! That was a bag of frozen shrimp, so they're not all deveined properly, which is disgusting. This is how it looks right now. It's gonna get a little bit drier as I let it sit here. If you wanted to put in vegetables like okra or something, you'd put that in toward the end with the shrimp, but also be prepared to go to hell if you put okra in your jambalaya. That should be ready. Jambalaya, crawfish pie, filet gumbo. Tonight I'm gonna see mama shatter me. Oh. It's hot. Would you like a bite? You can't have any. They're boiling crawfish next door. They don't got jambalaya though. It's fine. I'm not jealous. It's fine. Never have I ever. You guys were so creative with how you did all your little gameplay, interaction, editing. I'm literally gonna go play your videos because I don't remember what any of you said.
Never have I ever sent a text to the person that the text was about.
I've done this like twice now, and I've gotten away with it. But it's where someone sends me some dumb shit, and I screenshot it, and I try to send the screenshot to my friend, but I end up sending it to the same person. And when I do it, I'm just like, do you see how stupid you look? I don't think they caught on, which is amazing.
Come on, the amount of times I've sent hey, I really have a crush on you.
I've never done that one. I've like done it genuinely by mistake.
Just joking, that was my friend. Never have I ever severely injured myself to impress someone.
Nope.
Never have I ever broken a bone. I mean of your own.
Never have I ever been to France. I think most of you have. It's right there. Why would you not? Yeah, never have I ever been to France. Bye.